Okay, today we're going to start Pythagoras, and we will have started that in Year 8. Now, in Year 8, you would have been told that when you have a triangle, if it's a right angle triangle, one side is always going to be longer than the other two sides. We call it the longer side. We call that the hypotenuse. And the other two sides don't have any particular names, but they're called the short side. So we'll call this one short side A and short side B. And short side A and short side B are interchangeable, but they both are attached to the right angle. That's how you know they're the short side. The formula for Pythagoras, and we're not going to go into why this is the formula, you should have done that in Year 8, is, just to remind you, is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. That's where the hypotenuse is c squared. So the hypotenuse is always c. A squared and b squared are always your shorter sides. That's the formula. You need to know that. You need to know that c is always your hypotenuse. You can use the formula just as it is, or you can rearrange the formula so that once you get the answer to the right-hand side, you don't have to find the square root. So we know that c squared, the opposite to c squared is the square root of c, or it's the square root of something. So if I give you the number 100 and say it's a square of something, then we know that that the original number was 10. So I can change this formula or give you an alternate formula, which is c is equal to the square root of a squared plus b squared. Again, remember that c is your hypotenuse and a and b are still your shorter sides. So let's do an example. If I have this triangle here, and I have this side here, which is 3, and this side is 4. What we're looking for is our hypotenuse. We're looking for our longer side, okay? It's opposite our right angle. That's our longer side. So in our formula, c equals the square root of a squared plus b. We're going to substitute in a equal to 3 and b equal to 4. That's our two shorter sides. So that's equal to the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared. That's equal to the square root of 9 plus 16, which is the square root of 25. And we know that c is equal to 5. Okay, because the square root of 25 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so that's to find the long side. Okay, the hypotenuse. If we want to find the shorter side, we need to rearrange the equation. So given our triangle, where this side is A, and this side is B, and this side is C, our equation is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. That's where c is the subject of our formula. If we want to change the subject of our formula to a, what we need to do, using normal algebraic techniques, is minus b squared from both sides. So now we get the formula c squared minus b squared equals a squared. So this lets us find the short side. So we'll rearrange that. A squared equals c squared minus b squared. C is always the long side, or the hypotenuse. And we always subtract the shorter side from the hypotenuse. So here for an example, here we've got a triangle where it's a right angle triangle, and we have the hypotenuse as 10 and this short side is 6. Let's work out what side A is, because A is our subject of our formula. So A squared equals C squared minus B squared. Now C is our hypotenuse and B is our other short side. So C is 10 squared minus 6 squared. So this is still A squared, so equals 100 minus 36 equals 64. So A squared equals 64, therefore A is equal to the square root of 64. So A is equal to 8. Okay, 8 times 8 is 64. That's our answer. We could have rearranged this equation so that to get rid of the squared, like we did over here. To do that, we end up with A is equal to the square root of C squared minus B squared. This is a good formula to use as well. Let's do the same question using this equation. So now we've got A equals to the square root C squared, which is 10, minus B squared, which is 6. Solve each of these. 10 squared was 100, minus 36 equals the square root of 64. Therefore, A equals 8. Same answer, just a different way of solving it. Okay, so this is the formula for the longer side, and these are the formula for finding the short side. Okay, good luck with that, and have a go at some questions.